Hey guys, what's going on? James here. In this video today, we're going to be talking about some quotes Tom Brady gave to ESPN recently, talking about himself coming out of retirement and what the near future holds in regards to his playing career. So hopefully you guys do enjoy. Leave your thoughts and opinions about these quotes down in the comments section below. Here's the question for today. Do you think next year will be Tom Brady's last year in the NFL? Do you think he will retire after next season? Give me your guys' thoughts and opinions about that. I will give my thoughts and opinions about that at the end of this video, but let's go ahead and get into these quotes. So again, Tom Brady recently talked to Tom Van Haren of ESPN, and the first quote we're going to be talking about here is how Tom Brady never questioned whether he could still physically play in the NFL. Here's the quote. "I knew my body physically could still do what it could do, and obviously I have a love for the game. I think I'll always have a love for the game. I do think physically I'll be able to do it. I just felt like there was still a place for me on the field." And this isn't new information, right? Everybody came to that conclusion when Tom Brady had initially announced his retirement, about 2 months ago, that he could still physically play in the league. He was leaving, good, healthy, productive snaps on the table with him initially retiring because the guy can still throw the football. The guy can still go. There was a legitimate argument last year that Tom Brady should have won the MVP award over a guy like Aaron Rodgers at 43, 44 years old, by the way. That's insane. That's something we've never seen in this league before. That's something we will probably never see again in this league. The ability that Tom Brady is showing, the physicality that Tom Brady is showing at his age has been absolutely insane to watch. He can still make all the throws. He was leading the league in passing yards and passing touchdowns last year. Again, what the heck? So, in terms of physicality, yeah, there's no question about it. Tom Brady can still make all the throws. He can still do everything you want a top-tier quarterback in this league to do. It's not a situation like Peyton Manning or Drew Brees where you knew they were done from a physical standpoint, right? Tom Brady, he's still able to make all the throws. In the case of Peyton Manning and Drew Brees, they couldn't push the ball down the field. They were getting hurt time and time and time again. You knew that it was coming to an end from them just from a physical standpoint. In the case of Tom Brady, it's not the case. Tom Brady can still do, again, everything you want a top-tier quarterback to do and make all the throws. So, again, from a physical standpoint, I agree with Tom Brady here. Yeah, he can still do it. His body can still do what it needs to do, and he can still play football at a high level. And also in this interview, Tom Brady did lament about how the Buccaneers season ended, falling short in the divisional round of the playoffs against the Rams, and that is a tough pill to swallow, right? For anybody. That is, of course, a motivator. We all thought it would be a motivator for Tom Brady to come back for another season. But another thing Tom Brady had talked about here was he did admit to Van Haren that he knows the end is nearing. He knows that his playing career is coming to an end. He wants to get as much out of the last time, the last couple of times he has here in the NFL as possible because, he just wants to. He feels he owes it. Here's the quote. "I know I don't have a lot left. I really do. I know I'm at the end of my career. I wish you could go forever, but it's just not. And football comes at too high of a cost now. My kids are getting older, and it's just getting harder and harder to miss these things. But I wanted to give myself and my teammates and our organization another incredible opportunity to accomplish something that we'd all be very proud of." And Tom Brady's already accomplished a lot for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? He won a Super Bowl with them in his first year, took them all the way to the divisional round of the playoffs in year number 2. Is this Tom Brady's last run? Tom Brady said, I believe a few months ago, that he didn't want people to know when he was going to retire. He didn't want a farewell tour and all these other different types of things, right? But based off of this quote here, right, it's just not, and football comes at too high of a cost now. My kids are getting older, and it's just getting harder and harder to miss these things. I know I'm at the end of my career. I know I don't have a lot left. I really do. Is next year going to be Tom Brady's last year? That's a legitimate question. I think it is a very, very legitimate question. I don't think I would be insanely surprised if this upcoming season is Tom Brady's last year. Just based off of those quotes, based off of the information we know now, it definitely gives the indication that next season will probably be Tom Brady's last year, regardless of what happens, right? If the Tampa Bay Buccaneers make it to the divisional round again and they lose, if they make it to the NFC Championship game again and lose, if they win another Super Bowl, I think whatever happens, I think that next season will more likelier than not be Tom Brady's last. You know, this is the first time we've really seen Tom Brady be this open about saying, hey, I know I don't have a lot left. I know that I'm at the end of my career. It's getting really tough to stay away from the family, stay away from the kids. And I love football, but, you know, it's tough. You know, this is kind of one of the first few times that we've seen Tom Brady get this open about saying, hey, the end is coming. You know, last time whenever Tom Brady said this, he had initially retired after the season he had said that. So, you know, it's going to be an interesting thing to pay attention to. Would I be surprised if Tom Brady came out and said, no, actually, I'm going to play 2 more years with the Bucs? No, that wouldn't be surprising at all. Or just say, hey, I'm going to play 2 more years in the league, maybe 1 year with the Bucs, 1 year with a different team again. Probably wouldn't be too surprising. But also, I would not even be close to surprised at this point either if Tom Brady said, hey, okay, after this season, I'm retiring. I think anything's on the table, and I don't think anything would catch anybody by surprise, right? Because it seems like Tom Brady is genuinely conflicted. Yes, he loves the game of football. Yes, he can still physically play the game of football at a high level, but Tom Brady is not blind to the fact that, hey, despite his love for the game, despite the being able to physically continue to play football, he's missing his kids growing up in certain situations, he's missing time with his family, and he is getting up there in age. And these are all things that, you know, lead to guys retiring. Of course it does. So it's definitely a duality type of situation here that Tom Brady is not oblivious to, not blind to, and it seems like that retirement is finally weighing pretty heavily on his mind, which, again, could lead to this upcoming season being his last year. Would not surprise me at all if next season is his last season, and we'll just have to wait and see. But what do you guys think? Do you think Tom Brady will retire after this upcoming season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or do you think he can squeeze out 1 more year after this upcoming season? Or do you think that this is genuinely going to be something that comes down to the wire yet again, kind of like what the decision was made this previous, you know, couple of months, where Tom Brady had initially said he was going to retire and then said, you know what, I can give it 1 more year, maybe 2 more years, who knows, I'm coming back. Let's see what happens. You know, what do you guys think of this entire situation? What do you think about the quotes that Tom Brady gave Tom Van Haren of ESPN? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on all this. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.